First of all, I want to say that we live in a republic with a democracy. I already gave you my written testimony as well as my affidavit.
Yes.
What I'm going to tell you, just a couple things that are in my sworn statement is, I was a challenger down at TCF, and I did experience a lot of things of what people are saying. There was intimidation. There was the cock blocking of us being able to see the actual process where they wanted us to stand at the corner monitor. And the one most egregious thing that I noticed was it alerted me that the table person who was in charge of our table had told seat number 5 to hang on to 9 ballots because they needed to bring them back to change some numbers on them. So I'm like, oh, wait, red flag in my head. So I thought, well, I need to go over by the scanner and see what they're doing over there. And I did. And after a little bit, and I was harassed about my mask because I could only wear it up to my nose because I need to be able to breathe. And I had ADA. And anyway, so what I had witnessed was this gentleman scanning the envelope. He raised it up, calling for the table person in charge of our table to come. And he says, what am I supposed to do with this when the ballot number does not match in the book? And he said, well, we're just going to change it. And I said, you cannot change that. You cannot go in the poll book and change it. We need to challenge this. Well, when I did that, summing everything up, I was pulled aside about my mask. The woman and I had agreed that if you get me a shield, I will wear a shield with my mask. I'm good, you know. And I thought that was settled. And while she was talking to me, I could hear the gentleman tell the scanner guy, just scan them and run them through. It's not our job to double check the numbers like this.
1 minute.
So that was the most egregious thing that I had experienced. You'll see the rest of my thing. But days later, my neighbor was walking her dogs. And so I went over in my jammies and I talking to her. And she says, Robin, I want to tell you something. You're political, and I think I need to tell you something. So what she had told me was she works at the local nursing home. And she had gone back to work after being off all summer. And one of the RNs had told her that the activities director held a activity in the building with the seniors. And it was a mock election. It was a mock election with real ballots, and that they were, the staff workers were helping the seniors fill these ballots out, to the point that one gentleman was writing his name as Quincy, but that wasn't his name because he had Alzheimer's. So the worker actually crossed his name out and wrote on his thing and was told that the ballots were, in fact, mailed out. So that's a point that I think nobody knows about or has heard about. I've asked them to come and testify, but they said that they're worried about their jobs.
And we'll need, if that issue is going to be looked into, we'll need something. Your testimony would constitute hearsay.
I actually have my stuff in writing, and I've given you all and I've given the facility's name, address, and all that information to you.
Thank you. Any other members have questions?
I do want to remind you, though, that your job is to thoroughly, whether you're Democrat or Republican, we have an ethical, moral, civic duty to make sure that this election is truly an legal process. And to me, it seems like a lot of infringements and a lot of infractions, a lot of illegal behavior towards people trying to do their legal jobs were, in fact, violated.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your testimony. I need to apologize for Senator Tice, who had to step out for another committee, and we'll come back as soon as she can. And
so one thing I do want to tell you about.
Senator Santana does too, so thank you. We'll keep rolling.
What I want to tell you about is one of the envelopes that came through was the tab was tacked behind the envelope like this, and the ballot was showing like this, and I said, you can't process that. That is not a legal sealed envelope, and I got fought about that.
Were you successful or unsuccessful in challenging
every
that?
time I challenged them, which was about 6 times, at seat number one's thing, they just wanted to put a Post-it on it, and we'll look back at it later. It's not our job to worry about that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute here. And then the gentleman was opening the envelopes. He hit with the envelope opener. He goes, I didn't open this, I didn't open it, and the flap came open, and it looked exactly like this flap here. So there again was another unsealed ballot. Now remember, we do not know if these are Democratic or Republican votes. We just know that we're looking at an envelope that is legal or legally sealed or not sealed. And whenever I tried to challenge it, he put a Post-it on it, orange one.
Okay, thank you.
So, just to tell you. Thank you for having me.
Next, I have a card for Bill Schmidt, followed by Matthew Shepard,